This is a data overview of Macedonia Elementary School, which is located in Canton, Georgia. The purpose of this data overview is to use data derived from the past 3 years at Macedonia Elementary to help the staff to become aware of the data trends related to student achievement. We will look at demographics, isolate trends, and identify the strengths and weaknesses of student achievement using the CRCT test, Georgia Milestones test, and other important school data. The staff can begin using collaborative inquiry to help improve overall student learning and close achievement gaps found in this data overview. Macedonia staff information. Out of 54 teachers, 17% have been teaching for 1 to 5 years. 13% have been teaching for 6 to 10 years. 28% have been teaching 11 to 15 years. 18% have been teaching 16 to 20 years. 11% have been teaching 21 to 25 years. And 13% have been teaching 26 plus years. The Macedonia Elementary School student population consists mainly of white students. In 2013, 738 students were white, 16 were African American, 30 were Hispanic, 13 were Asian, and 12 were multiracial. In 2014, 727 were white, 19 were African American, 31 were Hispanic, 13 Asian, and 16 multiracial. In 2015, 732 students were white, 21 were African American, 31 were Hispanic, 12 were Asian, and 17 were multiracial. The Macedonia Elementary School demographics. Our school consists of children who receive free and reduced lunch, are students with disabilities, and ESOL. Though the number is low, in 2013, 13% were on free and reduced lunch, 10% were students with disabilities, and 1% were ESOL. In 2014, 11% were on free and reduced lunch, 12% were students with disabilities, and 1% was ESOL. In 2015, 11% were on free and reduced lunch, 13% were students with disabilities, and 1% was ESOL. Macedonia Elementary School's CCRPI exceeds the Cherokee County and Georgia scores. In 2013-2014, we had a score of 88.1 compared to 79.7 of Cherokee County and 75.8% of Georgia. In 2014-2015, we had a score of 88.7, and in 2015-2016, we had a score of 86.9. This is a graph of our 3rd and 5th grade students who met or exceeded on the GCRCT for the 2013 and 2014 school years. You can see that the 3rd and 5th graders pretty much all met or exceeded in math and reading in 2013, with 3rd graders taking a tiny dive in math with 93% meeting or exceeding, but that is still a very good percentage. In 2014, the same situation occurs, with 3rd and 5th grade students pretty much meeting or exceeding in the content areas of math and reading, with again 3rd grade taking a tiny drop with 89% meeting or exceeding in math. But again, this is still a very good average for scores on the GCRCT. wanted to take a look at the 2015-2016 Reading Language Arts Georgia Milestone percentages. Looking at this graph, you can tell that the majority of our students who took this test are proficient. Compared to Cherokee County and Georgia, our scores are higher in the 2015-2016 school year, with 44.7% being proficient and 19.30% being distinguished, compared to only 9.8% distinguished in Cherokee County and 9.8% being distinguished in Georgia. Looking at the 2015-2016 math milestone percentages, you can see that we still exceed the county and state percentages of meeting and exceeding on the Georgia milestones tests. I wanted to take a closer look at the proficient readers on the Georgia milestones test. What I found out was 77% were female students who were reading on proficient levels. Only 52% were male students that were reading on proficient levels on state testing results. I found this to be quite interesting, so I wanted to look deeper into this area. I found this very interesting data on the Georgia DOE website that shows Macedonia elementary students who are reading on grade level. In 2013, out of 148 students, 93.5% were reading on grade level. In 2014, out of 156 students, 87.1 were reading on grade level. And in 2015, out of 144 third grade students, only 66.7% were reading on grade level. Fifth grade students start going down, but then in 2015 go back up to 91.3%. But it still makes me wonder why the third grade students are going down so much in their reading levels. So this brings me to the discussion question. Why do you think the percentage of third grade students reading on grade level at Macedonia Elementary has been dropping each year since 2013? This is a line graph that I created using the Georgia milestones data, which shows how in 2013 the reading levels are 93.5% and it goes down to 66.7% in 2015. We can look at this data and ask ourselves, is the reading series we are using meeting our third grade students' needs? I wanted to take a closer look at reading levels at Macedonia. First, I'm going to take a look at the boys' third grade reading levels based on the spring 2016 Georgia milestones test. 26% of boys were reading below grade level, 63% of boys were reading on grade level, and 11% were above grade level. And this is based on 76 boys. Girls in third grade that were reading on level was 71%. Below level was 4%, and above level was 25%. And this is based on 68 girls. You can see that the number of boys reading below grade level is much larger than the number of girls reading below grade level from the 2016 Georgia milestones testing. I wanted to take a closer look at third grade boys at Macedonia's elementary school's reading level. These scores are based on the Georgia milestone scores. In 2014, 72% of boys were reading on grade level, 8% were above grade level, and 20% were reading below grade level. In 2015, 63% were on level, 11% were above level, and 26% were below grade level. And this is based on 76 boys. You can see that there is a drop in reading levels from 2014 to 2015, going from 20% below grade level to 26% below grade level for boys. I wanted to take a deeper look at some data that could reinforce what the Georgia Milestones data was saying about our reading levels. I looked into the STAR reading test, which shows Lexile levels of students. In 2014, it shows that 82% of the boys were reading on or above grade level, and in 2015, 54% of our boys were reading on or above grade level. This is a drop from 2014, and this is also based on a Lexile level of 650 or greater. So we can see here that this reinforces what the Georgia Milestones is saying, and that we really need to look into what is causing this drop. In summary, I would like to look at our strengths at Macedonia Elementary. The number of Macedonia Elementary School students meeting or exceeding the standards of Georgia Milestones exceeds the district and state averages in reading and math. Macedonia's CCRPI score exceeds the county and state scores. Our weaknesses we should look at are third grade reading Lexile scores have been dropping since 2013. Lexile scores have dropped from 94% to 65% in the past 3 years. Third grade female students outperform male students in reading. Third grade boys' Lexile levels are continuing to decrease. In closing, I would like to end on these remarks. We see that the percentage of male students reading on grade level is decreasing. What can we do as teachers to increase the percentage of proficient male readers? We should look at the low economic status of these boys, and we need to look at the reading program to see if it is meeting our male needs. Let's use this data and work together as a faculty to improve upon these problems and see if we can get our boys back on track with